This morning, North Texas student athletes, coaches, and parents will be set to compete in a district track meet just days after it was postponed because of a deadly stabbing. Last week, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf stabbed and killed after an altercation in the stands. 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony charged with murder in this case. Now, this meet was originally taking place in Frisco. It will resume today in Little Elm instead, with extra security measures in place. Athletes will have to ride to the meet in school-approved transportation. Everybody will go through metal detectors, and the district says it worked with authorities in creating a new emergency response plan. Of course, all of that and the trauma of last week will be weighing heavily on these teenagers as they get ready to compete this morning. I want to get back out to Chris Sadeghi at the stadium in Little Elm because it's tough to imagine how all those athletes and their families will feel today. Certainly a somber morning for them, you'd imagine.
Yes, Mark, and they just flipped on the lights here at Lobo Stadium as they get ready to resume at this meet that was suspended last week after that tragic death in the stands. We want to continue our conversation with Dr. Brad Schwall. He's with the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology. So, Dr. Schwall, we know counselors will be on hand. As a counselor, when a student or one of these athletes comes to you, what are you saying to them? What are you telling them? What is that conversation? How does it take place?
So counselors in a critical incident debrief are creating a safe space to listen for feelings, to listen for questions. There's the shock of what happened and something that is completely unexpected, and then there certainly is the grief. So counselors are listening for all of those emotions and creating open space for questions.
What about the adults involved? Because obviously they are there to help these students and these athletes as well, but they as well could be suffering some of those effects of being a part of this tragedy. So for the staff, the teachers, the coaches, talk about their emotions a little bit and the counseling that they may need.
Anytime something tragic like this happens, there is a trauma response. There is that sense of disbelief in going into a situation that you're used to and normally does feel safe. There is that hesitation. Whenever tragedy does happen, it does bring up a lot of emotions. So even adults need that chance to think about what is happening. Avoiding feelings keeps those inside, and that is what can lead to problems.
What about making these students and also their families feel like this is a safe event? We talked about the increased security measures, but as a counselor, is there a reassurance there that you try to reassure them that things are going to be okay?
Absolutely. Districts, school authorities are thinking about what can keep our students safe. And so that conversation about safety and then conversations with our kids about conflict and letting them again ask their questions and talk about what their experience is. All of that does give reassurance, thinking about the grieving of the families and all that is happening, all they must be experiencing also helps in thinking about others, helps us as well.
We want to thank you, Dr. Brad Schwall, for joining us this morning for this very important conversation that we're having this week. Tara, back to you.
Yeah, unique situation for these people. Thank you so much, Chris.